Hey all, here are OS Reviews. Today we're taking a closer look at Bluedio's Elite EI TWS wireless buds. These are ultra affordable and sell for under 30 bucks. Now for me at least this feels a bit like deja vu because just a few weeks ago we checked out another one of Bluedio's affordable TWS buds called the Particles, and they had a pretty distinctive look with this green accent on the LED charging status. Just a few days later we basically have an upgraded model in the form of the Elite. It still has a very similar design for the battery case and the buds as the Particles, except now it comes in also this white color and has a few upgrades. Instead of relying on a physical button that you need to press on to do things like play and pause, you can now have a touch-sensitive button on these which don't have to exert any pressure or force. So a gentle tap using your fingers can allow you to do those things in addition to control the volume as well. The other new feature on the Elite is it now supports Qi wireless charging. So you can pop the battery case onto a charging pad to wirelessly top it up instead of relying on the USB Type-C, which still works as well as a secondary option. The battery life has also been slightly optimized in this case, whereas the Particles can last around 6 hours per charge, the Elites will last for around 8 hours per charge, and then the battery case combined gets you around 40 hours when on the road. Still using a Realtek chip, so it supports audio codecs like SBC and AAC, but doesn't have, say, Qualcomm's aptX, but that's to be expected at this price point. And then inside we have the buds themselves lying right on top, along with the battery case, USB Type-C for charging if you don't want to use wireless charging, some spare silicone tips to get a more custom fit if the ones supplied don't fit well, and a quick user manual. Now, if we take a closer look at the design of the battery case, it is constructed out of this polycarbonate plastic material that feels pretty solid. There's the Type-C port for charging on the side, the Bluedio logo, and that's pretty much it. As far as compared to, say, Apple's AirPods, you can see that it's going to be a little bit thicker, but overall dimensions are not too far off, and this is still very easy to put into a pocket when you're on the go. The door here is magnetic, and when you open it up, we see the same green dramatic LED accent as was found on the previous generation Particle. And these are also magnetic in the sense that the buds can easily snap into place, and when you close it up, they will begin to charge. The LED light here will also glow when they are charging inside. Speaking of, one of the slight cons personally is that this LED light will remain lit continuously when the buds inside are charging. What I will say though is I think that the color scheme for this white edition for the Elite is not quite as delicate or premium looking as the gold and black that they chose on the Particles, which with all these accents did make it look a bit more expensive, even though the construction quality is technically the same. So taking a closer look at the buds themselves, we can see that they have a pretty conventional shape, actually similar to the AirPod Pros, the Bluedio logo, and then the top here again is touch sensitive and it's pretty responsive for registering your finger. Just like before, the right side bud actually has a auto play and pause detection function, again similar to the AirPods. So if you're wearing these, the music will be playing, but the moment that you take these out from your ears, the music will automatically pause. It actually worked really well and was pretty accurate in my testing. Here's what it looks like compared to the Particles. You can see the weight is exactly the same, it's just now touch sensitive instead of being a physical button, and the accent here is missing. This one here is more of a unibody, and here it is next to, say, Apple's AirPods, which have a longer stem design, but the weight of all of these are all pretty similar. They're light and comfortable, even for wearing for the full, say, 6 or 8 hours. I didn't really encounter any stress or strain. Now moving into audio quality and performance, overall I would say that it actually sounds better than you'd expect considering the bargain price. Although compared to the Particles, it's not really a difference at all. I would say that one was already solid, and the same experience can be found here. Overall, we do get plenty of bass here. It's not overpowering, but whenever a drum beat hits, or if you're listening to EDM music, it actually is quite enjoyable and satisfying. It kind of rumbles a little bit. At the same time, again, never overpowers the mids or trebles. Instrumentals and vocals all sound very enjoyable and dynamic. Even trebles do have a nice amount of detail. It's not too sharp or piercing. It's quite clean, so there's no really hints of static, hissing, or humming in the background. So aside from the music, everything else is not really detectable, and that is going to be a benefit compared to, say, Redmi's AirDots, which are another competitor in this price range. But the Redmi's, I do feel, have a bit more of noise and distortion. So these have cleaner sound, which is great, and as aforementioned, latency is also decent. It's average in the sense that these days, if you're using these to watch videos on YouTube, it's perfectly fine. You won't really find any issues in terms of the syncing with the person's lips and the sound that you're hearing. Everything is matched together pretty well, and it's optimized. And especially for music listening, you can play and pause the track. The left and right sides are connected together without any problems or delays. Of course, if you're doing things like gaming, there will still be a split-second lag compared to wired headphones or some of the more expensive headsets that uses a Qualcomm aptX LL chip, but in general, that's to be expected. Now here, let's do a quick demo of the wireless charging capabilities. We can just pop this onto the top of the charging mat, and you can see that the charging has kind of instantly started. We see this pulsing blue, and the battery case itself will be charged up in around 2 hours or so wirelessly, or you can use the standard USB Type-C on the back. It's great to see this. These are also rated to be IPX4, by the way, so you can use them in the gym, you can get sweat on them, rain on them, and they will still survive. So that's more or less it as far as our hands-on review of the Bluedio Elite EI TWS wireless buds. These are ultra affordable, but one of the most well-balanced pairs I've seen yet in terms of giving you so many features, from wireless charging, from volume controls directly on the touch sensors, in addition to just having this very comfortable and kind of unique looking battery case design, along with this intelligent auto play and pause function. So if you're looking for a well-rounded pair of wireless buds that isn't just another clone of Apple AirPods, this might be actually worth taking a closer look. So you can learn more details if you're interested in the links down below, but for now, that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. That's been the Bluedio Elite.